Hello, and welcome to Final Show Films. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've got a few pre-show notes for you. First, a reminder. All of the content we produce is available on our website at finalshowfilms.com, as well as youtube.com/Senstaku, senstaku.podbean.com, twitch.tv/Senstaku, and on iTunes. We are only able to do the things we do thanks to the kind support of our Patreon donors. We give a special shout out to our $25 tier supporters, Antitonic and Cat Waterflame. If you'd like to support us that way, be sure to check it out. Secondly, a thank you to the folks over at 411mania.com. They produce articles and content related to wrestling, MMA, movies, music, and gaming. Go check them out. We appreciate their support as well. And lastly, be sure to subscribe, comment, and rate, if possible, wherever you listen to or watch our content. It helps us know what you like, what you don't like, and helps us make more content. Feedback is always appreciated. With all that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Oh, wrong one. And we're live! Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Storm King's Adventures League Storm King's Thunder. That's the correct way of formatting that sentence. I'm John, Game Master for the day, and with me today is Jeremy.
Hello, I'm Jeremy. I am playing Kinvalar, High Elf, Blade Singer Wizard.
And Jeff.
Hi, I'm Jeff. I am going to be playing Farbolt Chance, the Half-Elven Rogue.
And Thea.
Hi, I'm Thea. I'll be playing Milva, the Halfling Rogue.
And Grebo.
I'm playing Flint, rather disgusting barbarian bard.
And before we get into the game itself, yes, we are short William and Aaron this morning, but we also have, for those of you that have been following me on Twitter, the lovely dice cups and dice bags that Thea and Grebo have showed off previously have magically transported their way here via a big yellow van. And we are going to be doing giveaways of this lovely handcrafted, bespoke leather geekery later in the month. So keep an eye on our Twitter, my Twitter specifically, at Johnny Bates, for details about those giveaways as they are planned and put together. In the meantime, when last we left our heroic adventurers, also, hello Antitonic, with a re-up subscription. I saw it earlier, but it disappeared from my thing. I don't remember how many months it was, but hello, Auntie. Anyways, when last we left our adventurers, they had just finished getting sat on by a giant. Well, one of them did. The rest finished killing grove giants and ogres that they had found trudging through the high forest, gathering food. It seems they had been gathering wildlife, animals, and whatever else they could pick up, basically, putting it in a bag and carrying it off with the intent to eat it. Having just finished felling these creatures, the group takes a moment to breathe and recover. And that's where we pick up with, I believe, Grebo has just pulled himself out from underneath the giant.
Yeah, Flint kind of slithers out, pulls himself from underneath and tries to wipe himself off a bit. Just looks at his and goes, "Oh no, I really smell like shite."
Yeah, you're just sort of covered in butt sweat from a hill giant, and hill giants smell already. You smell already. Hill giants smell worse than you. So you've got like sort of the hill giant butt sweat smell now.
Nice one.
I'd offer to help clean you up. I'm not sure exactly how much you wanted to get cleaned up.
Oh, just get rid of the giant sweat.
Prestidigitation to at least clean his hair and beard.
Yeah, so with
That's all that matters.
Farbolt sort of holding his nose, cast a spell, and you're suddenly several. What's the correct term? Powers of 10 cleaner. You are much cleaner and no longer smell of giant ass sweat.
Flint just like shakes it up a little bit, goes and finds some like dusty ground and rolls around in it a bit.
Still smells like Flint, though.
Yeah.
Not much of an improvement.
I mean, as he rolls around in the dirt like a dog, trying to get it sent back. All right. So, do you pack up your things and continue on, or do you guys want to take a rest here before you continue?
Everybody needs a rest.
Let's see.
I'm good.
Pretty much okay.
Yes, no, I am in fine shape at the moment.
Could maybe take a
I
shot.
don't believe. Well,
Unless you want to recover spells.
I am down. Well, no, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That wouldn't be the worst idea in the world, I will confess.
Yeah, should we take a short rest here?
Yeah, we can do that.
All right.
Do a little arcane recovery.
Yeah, so you guys sort of retreat back underneath the boughs of the tree you had hidden underneath in order to ambush the giant party in the first place. Take a breather, get a short rest. You can spend hit dice to heal. You need to do.
And while we're doing a little rest, Flint will be just kind of humming like an old tribal tune, and you just feel that little bit extra rest, so you get an extra d6.
Yep. You all get an extra, whenever you take a short rest to heal, you all get an extra d6 to heal regardless, so.
And sit down and in the break, not doing a whole lot. Pull up the alchemical jug and just go, beer.
Pour beer out of the alchemical jug.
There you go.
Right, so y'all take a short rest and heal. Go ahead, like I said, go ahead and roll your hit dice. And
I look like I've already done that from the path, the rolls.
You actually
that were
didn't-
most recently in.
Yeah.
potentially, you may have. Did you guys level up last time?
No.
No.
No? Alright, then yeah, you may have already done so.
But yeah, no, I am only down 1 hit point at this point after those hit dice I rolled.
Yeah. We'll leave that there then. And you can spend your arcane recovery to recover some spells.
Which
So-
I recovered a level 4 and a level 1. Because 2 spells are better than 1.
It's true. Although, animate objects is as good as 5 spells.
That is true, but as good as animate objects is, greater invisibility is also quite useful.
It's true. It's true. So, you all rest? Anything talking about on your rest?
Milva will probably just climb up a tree and keep an eye out.
Okay. I mean, there's lots to see in the high forest, so you're not bored. Nothing's coming towards you, though, so there's that.
Flint just asks the others and just says, "So, what do we know about the place that we're going to next?"
They warned us about the centaurs. Have you ever dealt with a centaur before?
Cinder's like a horsey person, right?
Yes, the horsey people.
Yes, more or less.
Never dealt with them.
Anyone that wants can give me a... So you know there's going to be dryads, you know there's going to be centaurs, and you've talked a little bit about the grandfather tree, but anyone that wants can give me a nature roll for either the centaurs or the dryads, or a history roll for this grandfather tree.
I will
Do a history roll.
nature those.
So one separate for each. So one nature roll for each creature, and a history roll for the tree. Anyone who
Okay.
wants to do what?
Well,
Oh, well, I roll with advantage.
That's fine.
But there's
There's your 2
double
rolls.
19 for, and then 22 for the grandfather tree. Well, it makes
20
sense. It's
for
the
the-
high forest.
20 for the grandfather tree. And then for the centaurs,
That was sleight of hand.
Ooh.
Ooh,
I moved my mouse. It didn't go off the first time.
What would a natural 20 on your nature be? 22?
22.
We'll take that as a 22 then. You did roll a natural 20, but It wasn't on the right skill.
Yeah.
So that was for so 22 for centaurs. Did you also want to make one for dryads?
Yeah.
We'll take the 16 as dryads then. Who rolled the 8? Was that Theo or Rebo?
Doing
Flint?
nature.
Flint doing nature. For what?
I was just seeing whether I knew anything about the centaurs.
Okay, centaurs. All right. So Flint, centaurs, big horsey people. Basically, what you said is what you know.
Yeah.
Both Kinvalar and Farbolt. Centaurs are reclusive wanderers and sort of nomad. They're nomadic in nature. They have a tribal society, and they typically avoid conflict. They are capable warriors, but they are not inherently violent. Not all the time, anyways. They tend to much like herds of wild horses. They tend to migrate in a nomadic pattern throughout the wilderness, staying away from civilization. They keep far away from national borders, from laws, and the company of others. They tend to stick to their own. They don't settle very often, though they do if they've been left behind. Like if a centaur gets to the point where they can't keep up with the rest of the herd, then they'll find a place to settle down, but they don't do so often or willingly. Though they do have an amount of trade with elves and other benevolent humanoids. They, like I said, they're fairly. If you're thinking about like the gradient of alignment, they tend to be in the neutral realm more than anything else. They're not really good, they're not really bad, they're not openly hostile, they really just want to be left alone. As for dryads are fey creatures. Which, both of you know, dryads are fey. They're also in the neutral realm. And being fey, they are as different from one another as leaves on a tree. Typically, dryads are feminine forest spirits that tend to be either bound to trees or at least travel through trees. They act as guardians to specific areas, so it would make sense that they, if these four don't like visitors to the grandfather tree, then they're probably guardians of the tree.
Mm-hmm.
As for the history roll for the grandfather tree, Kinvalar, so deep within the high forest is an oak tree of immense size, the grandfather tree. Its base measures 50 feet in diameter, and the crown of the tree is over 350 feet tall. It stands. That's why you could see it above the tree line. It's this massive tree. It is a burial mound for the Tree Ghost tribe. Of the Utgard barbarians, which you've heard about, but you've never really encountered. Mm-hmm. They typically patrol the woods around the grandfather tree, and you wouldn't be surprised if you ran into a patrol or more of them the closer you get.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what you know about it. You've never been there yourself. It's heavily guarded, both by the Tree Ghost tribe and the dryads that actually tend to the mounds, who only let the Tree Ghost tribe in for burials.
Okay. So yes, we're the place that we're heading to is a burial site for one of the Utgard tribes. We're likely to encounter them at some point. So we should be ready for that.
All right. So, if you finish your short rest, pack up your stuff, and head out. give me survival checks. Everyone, as you're traveling through the forest.
Survival. 8.
18
Womp,
from Flint.
7.
Oh, sorry. 8 from Milva. That was from last time.
Yep. Okay. So, very quickly, Kinvalar, Farbolt, and Milva, you guys get down and start walking, and you realize you've all forgotten which direction the grandfather tree is.
Look, trees. More
Like,
trees.
All right, we're looking for... Fuck.
Flint just says,
Flint, however...
"It's over this way.
Yeah.
Where are you going?"
Yeah, Flint, you remember that Miracle had marked an arrow pointing in the correct direction on the tree that you were resting at, and so as everyone else gets up and just starts walking and forgets what direction they're going in, you're just, oh yeah, that way. You round everybody up and keep going. Are the group of you intending to move quietly, or are you just, loud band marching through the forest?
Quietly.
I
I
we should be
prefer
as quietly as
quietly.
possible.
Yeah, I take stealth.
Give me some stealth checks then.
Yeah, quiet is probably good.
I look forward to the group of adventurers that band marches through the high forest.
23. Man,
Natural 1.
really, Rogue? Really?
I still got a 13. Come on.
I think I have advantage on stealth checks. Oh yeah, I do.
That's 'cause you have a cloak.
Stealth.
So Milva 33.
Good
Yeah.
lord.
The first natural 1 in the game.
All right. I like how Farbolt's natural 1 was still higher than Flint's roll.
Yeah.
Flint rolled a 9 and got less than Farbolt on a 1.
Yeah.
Too many skulls on his belt.
I know, it's just clang, 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 clang. So, the group of you are moving along. And fairly quietly. Milva seems to be able to move around without even disturbing the trees and the leaves and branches. Just knowing exactly where to put her steps. And some of you looking over realize Milva's actually walking in deer tracks. Like sort of like where something has already come before. Milva's just making sure to only step in those spots because they've already been disturbed. So Milva's making no noise at all. Kinvalar, you're pretty quiet. You're still rustling leaves and things. You're not the ghost that Milva is, but
Right.
you're definitely a lot quieter than Flint, who is whistling.
Yeah.
Just absent-mindedly, not really loud, but just absent-mindedly.
Can I pick something up and throw it at him?
Sure. Yeah, you should pick up a rock and. Yeah, give me an improvised weapon attack roll if you want.
Uh,
This is gonna be like a dexterity roll with no proficiency.
You can just click on the dexterity.
No advantage, but a 23.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain hits. So yeah, Flint, you're just whistling along and just a rock hits you in the face.
Flint lets out a little fart.
You don't take any damage, but which and while this is going on, Farbolt, you're looking back like, geez, these guys, they don't know how to be quiet at all, and then your foot catches in a root and you hit the ground.
It's like, look, tracks.
We're all going to die. We're going to die very horribly.
Fortunately,
It's the only way to die.
Fortunately, while you guys are stopped to extricate Farbolt, give me perception checks.
Okay. $17. What is going on?
Flint got a 23.
17.
My God!
23 from Milva.
17. So the rolls for perception were 17, 23, 17, 23. One of those 23s is a natural 20.
Excellent.
Yes, the third of the game for you two.
So, while you're pulling Farbolt loose, you do see a group of barbarians patrolling through the woods. It's hard to tell how many of them there are. They're sort of flitting through the trees, but they don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Are they human? What race are they?
They're human.
Those
Okay.
would be the tree ghosts.
They are all, like, from what you can see, they're all dressed in leathers, but with white paint on, like, sort of skull paint on their faces and decorating their arms and legs. And they move as quietly as Milva did. The only reason you're seeing them is because they're moving across your path rather than towards or away from you. So you see them as they move from tree to tree. There's Flint with a natural 20. Yeah, you'd get this. There seems to be about 14 of them, along with a shaman. You see 14 of these, spear-wielding warriors, and one of the you've encountered enough Utgard shamans that you know basically what they look like. So 14 of them, and one of those, and also, yeah, you also see a much larger barbarian sort of leading the patrol. He is carrying a bow that draws your attention. Yours in particular, Flint, but also Milva's. It seems to be a golden sort of the grip on the bow appears to be plated in gold. And the extension, the actual arc of the bow seems to be made out of some form of ivory, maybe antlers or something. And it has some form of elvish writing on it that you can make out as he's passing by.
Yeah, Flint sees the white war paint, and his face visibly darkens. He's not a fan of the ghost tribe.
So yeah,
Milva's gonna instinctively try to hide straight away.
give me a stealth check.
Yeah, same thing. It's kind of like, kind of roll off.
24.
All right, yeah, you get behind a tree. Farbolt, you get your foot loose and manage to get behind a tree.
Yeah, I'll give it a... There we go. Now I'm rolling more like I roll.
So, Kindlar, you go to get behind the same tree, and your foot catches in the same hole that Farbolt's foot caught.
Well, you
To
realize
be fair.
I still rolled a 3. Kid.
Yes, my die roll was only one worse than Jeff's. But the result was 6 worse.
Flint,
Because I'm not a rogue.
Are you stealthing as well?
Mm-mm.
Flint's not stealthing at all? Flint's just there angry looking? Right. Well, the collapse of Kinvalar draws the attention of the barbarian leader, who stops, turns, and calls out in the language that you've come to understand as Bothi, the Utgard barbarian language that none of you speak, but you've heard enough times that you recognize it. And we're going to roll initiative.
Oh man.
Wasn't necessarily in combat yet.
Well, with Flint's there looking angry, I'm not sure.
As I clear the board of all these bugbears and things.
Where am I? Oh, there I am.
Womp,
Ah!
womp, 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 womp. We're not necessarily going to show the map right now because we're having technical difficulties with the Roll20 map, but you guys, at least for purposes of initiative, will have access to your tokens.
I rolled a 6. Well, no, I rolled a 3. The result was 6.
I didn't have my token clicked, but I got a 12.
It's okay. You never have your token clicked.
I keep forgetting about that.
You should be able to modify your initiative scores.
Okay.
Yeah. Just click on the number and type it in.
Yeah.
One barbarian leader, one shaman.
Oh.
I know, right?
Yes.
Come on, where are the rest of you? What are they called? Tribal warriors, that's right. Have to search for these fucking... And 1, 2, 4, 6, 10, 14 tribal warriors. Oop. Womp. All right. So these warriors who have sort of been passing through the trees stop. And what do they do when they see you guys? Let's see.
Smile and wave.
No, that's not what they do. Okay. I know what they do now. 1. Chunk. Not that, not that.
Offer to escort us to the tree out of the goodness of their hearts.
Nope. That's not it either. The shaman, looking around, seeing a group of adventurers invading their lands, holds up her spear and chants out a call to their gods, to their god in particular. And this one is... wonk. And reaches over to touch the leader. And you now see that the leader's skin hardens and with this sort of bark-like texture. Yeah. As the shaman finishes their chanting, and so the leader now has sort of the appearance of basically a tree, kind of, in human form.
Oh, wonderful.
Flint!
Yep.
There, just to give you an idea of what sort of formation they're in.
Really hoping I would have
Wobble
gone
ham.
faster.
There you go.
Okay.
And I think you guys were like hiding behind a tree or trying to. These two are off in the distance somewhere.
Trying to find my token. Where's my token?
Your token is right there.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
There you go.
So, do they look hostile?
Yes.
Like they are definitely going to attack?
Yeah, they look hostile.
Okay.
You've seen that glower before. You have that glower.
Yeah, I do. Their tribe What tribe did you say it was? It was like
Tree
about
Ghost.
a tree or something, wasn't it?
The Tree Ghost tribe, yes.
Tree Ghost tribe, yeah. Okay. Flint will. Oh, he's gonna pile right in. Okay, where can I do the most damage? Yes, no, that last one. Yeah, leave me. So Flint runs this way.
Okay.
He's got his flame sword in one hand, like gripped, but he smashes his fists together and lets out just a proper big growl. And what happens is a second level thunder wave. So all of those creatures within a 15-foot cube. So it should be 1, 2, 3,
4 of them.
Like all 4 that are around me.
Yep.
They need to make Constitution saving throws with a DC of.
And now that I've got the Roll20 thing fixed, I can switch over to that booth. Wham! There we go.
You just got to get over an 11.
There we go. So they need to make a DC what? Constitution save?
Yeah, of over 11. So second level 1d8. So that's 3d8 damage.
So go ahead and click the spell in your character sheet. It should pop down the DC and the damage.
Okay.
If it's been inputted correctly.
Okay, let me see.
Constitution save 22 on the leader.
Oh, there we are. Thunder wave. You've clicked it. Oh, there we are.
Yeah, it'll ask you what level spell you want to cast at.
Oh, 15.
Oh, sorry, the DC 15, not DC
Okay.
11.
What level did you cast that at?
Second.
Second level? Okay.
Only a 6 on.
Well, blam. 6 on 2d8, and then 2 on the other d8.
Okay.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's that would be 6, 7, 8 damage total, which isn't bad for you fought barbarians. They're not all that like the leader might be really tough, but the warriors aren't all that tough.
Yeah.
And especially considering they failed the save. And the Shamamamanon.
For my bonus action.
The shaman fails.
Good.
So is it half damage not pushed at succeed? So up 6, 7, 8. So the leader takes 4 and doesn't flinch. The other 3 get pushed back 10 feet.
Cool.
10 and take the full 8 damage.
Yeah.
And the shaman needs to make a Constitution save again. This time rolled a 20, so it maintains the bark skin spell. Alright. Alright, and bonus action to do what?
And just my bonus action will be, because that's the leader right next to me, right?
Yep. So yeah, you run up and sort of slam your sort of foot down to cast this thunder wave, and there's an explosion of sound and energy from Flint as 2 of the tribal warriors get knocked back, and the shaman also gets knocked back. The leader just sort of leans into it though as the thunder wave breaks across him, and just looks down at you, that bow in hand, just glowering down.
Yeah, I look up. And I scream in his face, "Stand down!" And that would be me starting my rage, but with the terms of stand down.
Yep. All right, so you go into a rage.
Yep.
Farbolt.
Let's see. Which one's the shaman?
The one that got one of the ones that got knocked back.
On his ass.
Over here.
Oh boy. No. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Mirror Image.
All right, so hiding behind the tree, Farbolt goes, fling, and 3 more Farbolts appear, shifting in and out of his space. So, no.
And
So that big block there is the tree that you guys hid behind. By the way.
move down a little bit, and I'm yell out in Elvish. We did not come here to fight.
Okay. That's your turn.
Yes.
Milva.
Oh, where is it? Okay, fine. I am going to. Am I hidden from them still?
Yes, you are currently hidden.
Excellent. I'm going to shoot at the leader
All right.
from behind the tree.
Give me an attack roll. You're going to have to step out from around the tree, because this is a massive tree and it blocks your vision currently.
Yeah, that's cool.
So you have to step to a place where you have line of sight on him.
So, here's fine.
Yeah, that works.
There you go. So, hidden, advantage, short bow. Pew pew.
23 hits, roll damage.
I'm piercing plus sneak of 20.
All right. So yeah, wham!
As a bonus, I'm going to climb that tree.
All right, you begin to climb the tree.
I'm going to double move, so I'm going to dash as a bonus up the tree. I can climb at a full speed because
Yep,
I've got the.
because you are second story work.
Right.
Yep. Yeah, you climb up the tree. The leader looks down at the arrow in his shoulder. Over at Farbolt, who called out in Elvish that they didn't want to fight.
I don't
We
understand.
come in peace.
Reaches up,
Drink.
snaps the arrow out, and in common calls out, "Intruders on the high forest, coming near the grandfather tree, will be dealt with accordingly." And he whips up that oath bow, aiming at Milva, who just shot him. He has disadvantage because Flint is in melee with him. But he's going to reckless attack, so he gets advantage, which counts it out. A 22 hits you, I'm pretty certain.
Just about.
You take 5 piercing damage as an arrow gets you in the side. And let me double check something real quick. You hear those any of you that speak Elvish hears him saying in Elvish, "Swift death to you who have wronged me." Yep, and you take 5 piercing damage.
Yep.
And 12 piercing damage. So you take a total
I'm
of 17 piercing damage.
going to half it.
Okay.
So
So that's all
do I
in
have
that's all in one, so it's 17 total. So
Cool. So 8.
8 damage, and I need you to make an athletics check to keep a hold of the tree.
Excellent. Athletics, damn it. Oh, sorry, no advantage. 10.
10's enough. You took 8 points of damage, so you sort of grit your teeth as the arrow hits your side, and just clench your fingers into the side of the tree.
Cool.
Tribal warriors' turns. They swarm in.
I was gonna say this is gonna go great.
1, 2, 3, 4.
If only we had a slightly bigger party.
1, 2, 3.
Maybe with a healer amongst it.
Right? It's alright.
Someone with an incredibly high armor class.
It's okay. Mage tank incoming.
Yeah, good.
I've got healing potions. I'm good.
See, only 3 of them can actually attack Flint though, because the rest of them had to dash. So, and they don't get a bonus action to dash.
Oh,
We just clicked on the screen and saw Flint surrounded.
They do, however, all have advantage because of pack tactics. So,
Oh yeah.
so you have 3 advantage attacks coming at you, Flint.
Yay!
Does a 16 hit you?
Yep.
Does a 14 hit you?
Shit.
Nope.
Does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
You take 4 piercing damage, which is halved to 2 because you're raging.
Yeah!
You guys keep forgetting that tribal warriors suck!
I mean, that's why he's running in instead of figuring out that's why he's running in instead of all that figuring out where I could lightning bolt shit that I was doing before.
I mean,
Hey,
Yeah, I
you
can't
can send
get
the
there.
lightning bolt through him. Don't you worry about Flint. If he's in the firing line, he's okay with it.
Ken Villar, it's your turn.
All right. Do 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 do.
Yeah, only 2 of these guys are actual threats.
Let's see. So 5, 10, 15, 20, or 20, 25, 30.
Did you actually
You
step
get-
like that?
Like this.
Okay, good. Just want to make
Yes.
sure, because it would have been approach attack of
I'm
opportunity.
not specifically trying to invoke attack of opportunities. No.
Got it.
Once I get there, I activate my blade song. So my armor class is now ridiculous. Yeah, my armor class is now 20. And I am going to, that gives me, I have 2 attacks, so let's just work on this guy in between me and Flint. To start with. So
Work on. What's your minimum damage?
4.
Okay.
20. Oh, I have advantage.
You hit and kill him.
22. Okay. And I did 6
He had
damage.
3 hit points left.
Okay. So that's 1 down. And then we will this guy off to the my left.
Okay.
11. I'm guessing that's a miss.
You attacked twice. Wouldn't the second attack be a 19?
No, that was with advantage.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right. Yes, an 11 misses.
Okay.
11
okay.
just barely misses. You
just
swing
getting warmed
through. You swing through, getting the throat of the first guy, and you just sort of follow the pirouette around. He just ducks underneath it.
All right.
All right.
No problem. We got this.
Top of the round, we've got Shaman, focusing on that bark skin. Means that they have a limited amount of other spells they can do. So the shaman, using the spear as a staff, slams it into the ground and utters arcane, or actually more druidic command phrases, and the growth, the sort of plant growth in the area of.
No, he doesn't.
You counterspell?
I'm gonna counterspell because I don't think I'm gonna be getting any opportunity attack chances. So level 3 counterspell.
All right, starts to utter a spell, and Kinvalar just goes, nope. 'Cause it was a
I mean,
level
I'm
3
pretty
spell.
sure the arcane words for counterspell are the Elvish version of "fuck you."
It's just the Elvish. No, it's just an Elvish going. You didn't think that was going to work, did you?
I mean, that is the Elvish version of "fuck you" because they don't say anything profane.
Flint.
Unless they're, a druid of Hinali Selenol, then they know how to speak every sort of profane word.
Flint will. He's gonna take 2 strikes at the leader. Now he's growled in his face. He wants to take out that leader.
Give us some attacks. Your attacks have advantage because he recklessly attacked previously.
Oh, so I'll get advantage on them. And he says, he looks at him and he says, trees are only good for 2 things: scratching your back and pissing against. And he just.
Oh.
There are more things.
I feel like that's not going to help the raging.
They give you oxygen, and they're also good for burning things. 24 hits.
So my first attack, 24.
Yep.
8 fire.
Yeah.
The bark skin on him sort of lights up with the flame as you hit it.
Yeah.
He's still standing.
Okay.
Ooh.
Was that
And
crit?
you crit. He probably isn't standing after this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the bark skin didn't help him at all.
53.
Oops.
And Flint looks at his burning corpse and just says, "Looks like your bark was worse than your bite, you little fecker."
Yeah, so yeah, 2 strikes. Boom, boom. Guy goes down, burning to the ground. As I try to get back into the game because
my bonus
Roll20
action.
being weird.
I turn round and I look at Quinvalar and I point to the burning corpse and I just I do a little wink like, "I got one!" And
yes, you did.
Quinvalar feels inspired. You can take a D8 inspiration that you can use for your
Sweet.
action or anything else.
That will be valuable because of my die rolling.
That makes it Farbolt.
Okay, well, with that guy going down, there went my original plan. So
He went down quick. He got to show off the bow though, so there's that.
show off the bow. So I am going to move up and just start to try to thin the herd a little bit. First attack at the guy directly in front of me here.
Yep. 19 hits.
And
He's dead.
sneak attack just because I want to.
Okay. I mean, you could have used that on a second attack, but sure.
Yeah.
You sneak attack the first guy.
Whoop. Ow. Second attack goes to the guy down here, but I'm assuming 11 will
An
miss.
11 misses, yes. Farbolt comes in, daggers, getting the first one in the throat, just slamming him to the ground, swinging at the second guy who gets the spear up in time to deflect the dagger off. Milva.
Okey-doke. Milva's going to move in the tree, couple of steps. She's going to stealth. Hide.
All right. Give me a stealth check. Yeah, you can get to a branch. That'll give you assistance.
17.
Okay. You feel stealthed.
Excellent. I will aim at. I don't know. One of them that hasn't been hit yet. The one on the corner.
The one next to Kinvalar hasn't been hit yet.
Yeah, go for that one. And shoot.
A natural 20 hits, yes.
Excellent.
And not dead, interestingly.
But
You do get sneak attack, so dead.
there you go. That nicely.
So yeah, Kinvalar, because this all happens at roughly the same time. Kinvalar, you swing past this one that ducked underneath your scimitar. Flint gets your attention, gives you a wink. You feel inspired. You turn back to the one that you just missed, and a crossbow bolt just takes it out in the neck, and it hits the ground.
Oh, excellent.
Their turns. 1, 2. There it is. Okay, so it gets there. One, two, three. There. There. 1, 2. There.
Yep.
There.
Nice cluster.
There. There.
Think of these guys
There.
like me.
Okay. So 2 of them can't attack yet. The rest all can. Flint, because you took out the leader, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 attacks coming at you.
Okay.
As soon as I reopen things, because everything fell apart a minute ago because Roll20 loves me so much. There we go. Oh look, a natural 20. Alright, well, natural 20 hits, which deals 15 points of damage, reduced to 7. Does a 12 hit you?
Nope.
A 21 hits you, dealing 6 points of damage, reduced to 3. Does an 18 hit you?
Yep.
Dealing 2 points of damage, reduced to 1. A 20 hits you, 3 points of damage, reduced to 1. Actually, reduced to 2. Sorry, rounds. No, rounds. Yeah, reduced to 2. No, rounds down. Reduced to 1. 21 hits you again, dealing 8 points of damage, reduced to 4. 20 hits you again, dealing 5 damage, reduced to 3. Or reduced to 2. Does a 16 hit you?
Yeah.
5 damage, reduced to 2. Firebolt, you've got 1 attack coming at you. With advantage.
I'm still standing.
An 8 misses you.
Yeah.
Kinvalar, you've got 1 attack coming at you. Does a 19 hit you?
Kinvalar's offended.
Does a 19 hit you?
No.
Okay. So Flint gets peppered with spear blows, but it doesn't do much. Because barbarians. Which makes it Kinvalar's turn.
Yep.
Just sidestep lightning bolt.
Come on, fuck him up.
I mean, that'd be that would be such serious overkill. B, I would take an attack of opportunity, although I'm not that concerned about that. No, let's do this the hands-on approach.
I mean, there's no kill like overkill.
We are going to myrtleize the one between me and Flint because somebody so politely jumped into that spot.
What we really need is for Flint to just Thunderwave again.
So that's a 25
That hits.
for 6 slashing damage.
Still up.
Well, fuck him too.
He did only roll a 3.
Yeah. So second attack at 26
That hits.
for 5 damage.
Now he's dead.
All right.
Like, you can, I think, you have a +3, it's on a d6. You actually can't one-shot them with your sword. with your scimitar.
And then, just for Kinvalar moves up here and goes back to back with the dwarf.
All right.
That way we can only be flanked by so many people.
All right. That makes it the shaman's turn. The shaman whose concentration on barkskin is going away now.
Yep.
Because the target went away. Trump doesn't have a lot of good spells. Yep, we're gonna go with that one. First I need to know what it does.
This sounds interesting. What does it do?
Okay. So the shaman raises the spear in the air and slams it down again. Do you counterspell?
Can I identify what it is?
Give me a Arcana check, but it is at a higher DC because this is a divine spell, not an arcane spell.
That's fair.
Remember, you got
22?
This appears to be a Spirit Guardian's spell.
Oh, no, we are not having that. That's going to be a pain in the ass.
That would be bad.
So, level 3 counter.
Okay. Goes away. As it tries to conjure some spirits to help. And Flint, your turn.
Yes. Right. Flint turns round to face Quinvalar. Remains eye contact with him. Bends slightly, lifts up the back of his kilt, and just lets out the worst, loudest fart you've ever heard. And he's going to cast Thunderwave again. But I'll be angling it so that it's the
square,
so
square on the other side. Isn't it centered on you?
No, you can move it around. It just
I'm okay with being hit by it. I'm okay with
Are
being
you really okay with being hit by it?
Okay.
I've still got 3 of them in that in the Thunderwave, so that's fine.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's a cube originating from you, but it's not necessarily centered on you.
Yep.
That's so yeah. It's a 15-foot cube originating from you.
Greatest Thunderwave ever.
So you're gonna hit. So
Just
you're aiming it basically that way, or aiming it that way.
Yeah.
So it just hits.
Yeah.
It hits all of these guys.
Yes.
All right. So I need Constitution saving throws from Farbolt and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tribal warriors. For 8 damage.
Yes.
Natural 20.
You take 4 damage.
I take nothing.
Evasion only matters on dexterity saves.
Yep.
Oh, God damn it.
Evasion does not work on Constitution saves.
I thought it was
Only dexterity saves.
Well, I'm still okay with it.
This is a thing that I know well. DC 15, fail, success, fail, success, fail, fail. So 2 of them take 4 damage.
Best fart ever.
The others take 8 damage and are blown back 10 feet.
Blown away by a bad fart.
Blown back or run away?
Well, this one gets blown back into Farbolt. Farbolt, I need you to make an acrobatics check. Alright, you manage to nimbly step out of the way as this one goes back and hits the other one,
Yay!
who does not step out of the way, and thus gets knocked back by it. There are now 2 prone tribal warriors over here.
Advantage.
Oh god, I did not think it would be that bad.
Oh, that one's actually dead. He's only had 8 hit points.
Yay!
Oh. There's a dead There's one died from the fart.
That's like the worst death for a barbarian.
Oh wait, no, it didn't only have 8 hit points. I set it to 8 rather than subtracting 8. That's what I did. Not dead, but knocked prone. Boom. Okay, so they've been sort of scattered. That makes it Kinvalar. Sorry, that makes it Farbolt's turn. Unless, Flint, you had any other bonus actions you wanted to do.
Nope.
Alright. The fart heard around the world.
Well, first, since this guy is prone, I'm just going to reach down and stab him.
What's your minimum damage?
With the dagger, it is 3, 8, 7.
Okay, make the attack. You hit and kill him.
And then bonus action to take a spin around and take an offhand swipe at this guy down in the corner.
Up in the corner or down in the corner?
Down.
Okay.
Down.
Make the attack. You hit and kill him too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just sort of drop down, get one with the dagger, spin around, get the other with the dagger. Actually, that's your offhand. It might not.
That.
No, it still kills him. All right.
And I am going to go back up next to the dwarf as well.
You want to get closer to that?
That's a bold. It's a bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see how that works out for him.
Milva.
Milva's going to move a little bit in the tree again. Maybe step back down a bit to try and hide. Hide at 18.
Okay, you feel hidden.
And
You
I
feel
will
hidden.
shoot at
Oh, so hidden. Who are you shooting at?
At the shaman.
Okay. You are not hidden from the shaman.
I am not. Damn.
Nope. You get a normal attack, not with advantage.
Fine. Look it up. 17.
That will hit.
Excellent. And that's 8 piercing damage.
The shaman's the only one that can see you. All right. That makes it Tribal Warrior's turn. They get up and run back into the fray. Yeah, no, the farting one definitely has to die now. Having, killed their leader and then farted on all of them.
They should be running away right now.
So we have 1, 2, 3,
There's
4, 5.
More where that came from.
So we've got 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So we've got actually 3 attacks on all 3 of you, because they're dispersed evenly enough.
Cool.
So Kinvalar first.
All right.
Does a 20 hit you?
A 20 will, and I do not have my reaction back yet. So yes, a 20 will hit me.
Oh, does a 14 hit you?
No.
Only one of them hits you, dealing 4 damage.
Okay.
Firebolt. Does a 22 hit you?
Yes, hold on. Rolling for mirror image, and it hits one of the mirror images.
Okay. Does a 19 hit you?
And rolling again. That one's going to hit me.
You take 5 points of damage. Does a 15 hit you?
No.
Okay, you get hit once and take 5 points of damage, and one of your mirror images goes away. Flint.
Yes.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yeah.
You take 2 points of damage, reduced to 1. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
You take 3 points of damage, reduced to 1. And I'm pretty certain a 10 misses you.
Yes. Yeah. Flint rage laughs.
You should ping, ping, ping. You're doing about as much damage as a tattoo gun does right now.
Yeah.
Alright. Kinvalar.
Mm-hmm. All right. Oh, look, there's plenty of people surrounding me. Let's kill them, shall we? Or try to.
Thunderwave.
I do not have Thunderwave. I'm checking to see if there's anything useful that I do have besides hacky. I mean, I have spells, but
You've been mostly using them to counter.
They'll die. You've all taken decent.
yeah,
damage.
no, fuck it. Let's just scimitar them to death. Let's work on this guy that's directly above me. Yeah, I don't know.
To the north, we'll say.
And I miss.
You do. You miss.
So I attack him again.
You hit.
And I hit. And I do 7 slashing.
You slice into him. Don't you have green flame blade?
I do, but you only get one attack with that.
Yeah, but it hits 2 people.
Yes, but imagine if I green flame bladed on my first attack.
That's fair. That's fair. It's got Shaman's turn. They go to cast a spell. Do you counter it?
I'm gonna Arcana.
Okay.
See if I can identify. 25.
Yes, you can identify Cordon of Arrows.
Is that the thing that I used with Quinn where I shot
No, that was Arrow Barrage.
Okay. What's Cordon of Arrows again?
Cordon of Arrows, you plant 4 non-magical pieces of ammunition into the ground, and basically, whenever something comes within 30 feet of it, it attacks them.
I mean, we're already within 30 feet.
Yeah,
so
that's why it's
that's
doing
the
it.
plan. No, I'm gonna let this one go.
You let this one go?
I'm gonna let this one go. Yeah.
All right.
I only have 1 3rd level spell left, and
So yeah,
2
it
4th level.
reaches out and sort of plants 4 arrows into the ground and enchants them. Flint, it's your turn. Make Make 4 dexterity saves.
So good. You're so good.
As 4 arrows shoot up from the air and seeking, homing missile in on you.
Oh, so that's 19, 21, 13, 21.
Why do you have advantage?
It's my... What's it? I get advantage on dex saves.
Do you? You get advantage on strength checks?
It's
I think it's Barbarian Danger Sense. Doesn't that give you advantage on
against
dex
traps?
save?
Yeah, so...
Oh, yeah.
If I go near it,
This is probably technically
It's not a trap. It's a spell.
Okay.
Let me look at the danger sense real quick. But I don't think you actually have advantage on this. You have advantage on dexterity saving throw against effects you can see, such as traps and spells. Against effects you can see, such as traps and spells.
Oh,
Give me your short though. Give me a perception check real quick. Let's see if you can actually see the arrows before they launch. Because you are surrounded by enemies.
20 on perception.
20.
Yeah, okay. I'll say you can see them before they hit you.
Oh, yeah, so 19, 21,
Danger sense is a lot better
21.
than...
No,
it used to
danger
be.
sense is badass.
It's a lot better
Oh,
than it
yeah.
used to be. Alright. So, one of them hits you.
That's
You
why
take-
I was like, yeah, let that spell go.
4 points
fine.
of damage, reduced to 2.
4. Yay!
Is magical damage reduced?
Yeah.
Alright. So that poor shaman can't do shit.
Flint just like flexes his chest at the arrows.
So yeah, it's your turn, Flint.
I will. I'm gonna swing my flame tongue sword at the one diagonally to my left.
Okay.
No, down. Sorry, down to my left. Down and left. Yeah. Swing that sword.
With normal, yeah.
And I'm gonna do it recklessly, so advantage.
Okay.
Yeah. 24.
24 hits.
22.
Which one were you aiming at? Which one were you aiming at?
Diagonally down to the left.
It's dead.
Awesome. And then my next attack will be the one directly to my left.
Okay.
So same again.
Swing again. You hit. It's dead.
Yeah.
I don't think your minimum damage. I think will kill the two. Yeah, your minimum damage will kill a lot of things. Because your minimum damage is 6 slashing and 2 fire, so your minimum damage is 8. Yeah, your minimum damage won't kill a fully healthy one, but the ones that aren't fully healthy will kill all of them.
As a, I don't know, like a kind of free action, Flint just points out at the shaman and just says, "For every second you don't stand down, another one of these men dies."
All right. Firebolt's turn.
Okay.
Technically, you'd have to kill 6 of them in a round for that to be true, by the way. You've only really been killing 2 of them, so...
Now, first attack will be on this guy over here to my right. Just kind of swing around and try to stab him.
All right.
27. So 9 points of damage
To which one?
to the guy directly to my right.
Okay. He takes 9 points of damage. He's still standing.
He's still standing. Oh, man. Why don't you go down and swipe at him again with my offhand? And that will be a critical failure.
Natural 1. So yeah, you swing and stab and swing again, and this time he just with the arm that stabbed in, the barbarian reaches up and grabs your hand and keeps the dagger in his chest, which throws you off so bad that when you swing with the other one, you just go wide. And you are currently grappled.
Really?
All right. Milva.
Okay. I will move a little bit again, making sure I'm only using half my speed. Because that way I'll get advantage on my stealth.
Okay.
30.
Okay. You are hidden.
And I will attack the shaman again.
Okay, you have advantage this time.
Excellent. 28 to hit.
28 will hit, yes.
That's 11 piercing plus my sneak. 17. 28 altogether.
And she's dead.
Sweet.
I did not say that the next man to die wouldn't be you.
Tribal warriors making attacks. So at this point, we're gonna shortcut this because there's no way they can do significant damage to any of you, even if they crit on every attack. The group of you very quickly mop up the rest of the tribal warriors.
Are we to keep any of them alive for anything?
Yeah, unless you want to, they're not going to surrender. So unless you want to knock any of them out, which is up to you guys.
Interrogating a barbarian who probably won't tell us anything? Because they're a barbarian?
Not particularly.
And
No.
Yeah.
That's what I was asking.
There's not so much on the investigation, but no, it's not viable.
No.
So Kinvalar, in a very flashy flourish of blades, just spins around, getting Scimitar neck. Farbolt, you pull that dagger back out, slice that one's throat, fling another one in the second one, and Flint, you just smash that last one with your flame tongue, ridding the world of a few more Uthgard barbarians.
Can we take a little time to loot them?
You can.
Yep. See what.
All the barbarians had spears. The leader had a great axe and a unique bow that seemed to be magical in nature.
I'll arcana that since I don't have identify.
Sure.
26.
So the bow has elvish markings on it. Which obviously to you means that it's elven make. So you're sort of thinking about like, what kind of a bow this might be, and you recall hearing the wording. You recall hearing what the leader said before he fired at Milva, and you reckon this is an oath bow. An oath bow, you know from your arcane study, is an elven bow that is designed. Basically, it's designed to hunt. It's designed for hunters. Rangers typically have them. Or a ranger would typically have one, I should say. When you knock an arrow to this bow, it whispers to you, "Swift death to my enemies." And when you use it, you can say the command phrase, "Swift death to you who have wronged me," in Elvish. The target of that attack then becomes your sworn enemy until it dies, or until dawn 7 days later.
Okay.
You can only have one sworn enemy at a time, and when it dies, you can choose another one after the next dawn. When you make a ranged attack roll with this weapon against your sworn enemy, you have advantage on the roll, and the target gains no benefit from cover, other than total cover. No disadvantage due to you suffer no disadvantage due to long range, and if the attack hits, the enemy takes an extra 3d6 piercing damage.
Nice.
While your sworn enemy lives, you have disadvantage on attacks with all other weapons.
Got it. Yeah, I will pass that along because I am not a bow user. I will pass that information along. Quite a find. I'm vaguely curious on how an Uthgardi got their hands on it, but this being the High Forest, it's not that surprising, I suppose.
It's easy enough to
It's
come
just going
across an
around,
elvish one.
and he's taking a little blade out, and he goes around to every single one of the corpses, and he carves in a little bear face symbol on each one of their forehead.
I'm just picturing him carving this little smiley bear-faced emoji onto his armor.
Like on a honey jar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do that?
On there.
It's a Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Easily enough. Easily enough accomplished. Alright, so. Yeah, each of them had a spear, so that's 15 spears, if any of you want them. And then the leader also had a great axe in addition to the bow.
I'd like to take a look at the great axe.
It's just a great axe.
Okay. Yeah. I might add it to my arsenal for now.
Clunk. Clink, clink, clink. No wonder you suck at stealth.
Yeah.
This dirty little boy. None of us not really interested.
Alright, so. You continue
Can we
on?
tell which way they were coming from?
They were sort of patrolling in a circle, it seems.
Should we carry on?
Yes, I believe. Good
Alright.
plan.
Alright, you guys continue on. Eventually finding yourselves outside of a grove in which there is a massive tree. Who's holding on to the oath bow, by the way? Just out of curiosity.
I'll hold on to it for now if nobody's.
Oh, don't
It is-
all use them.
While they're not here, it is likely an item Miracle would want to use, but
This is true.
I'm not going to make that decision for them. But so eventually, you see a grove. You sort of come out into what appears to be a clearing of this massive tree that can only be the grandfather tree based on its size. Surrounding it, there are 2 rings of raised earth, and 4 much more normal-sized trees are sort of standing around it. In the distance, you can see several centaurs sort of laying about beneath the tree. And even from here, you can smell this sort of charnel stench. Like a rotting body, basically, from the tree. As you get closer, once you get sort of within about 50 feet of the tree, 4 dryads sort of meld out of the woods and appear before you, and in Elvish, call out to the group, "Halt! This is a sacred place. None who are... none save the tree ghost to bury their dead are allowed near."
I don't understand it. Milva doesn't understand Elvish, so she's like,
Yeah. Gotta look
Yeah.
at,
Yes. Hello.
You are?
Yeah.
you
I've
will
got
talk to them?
this. Says the elf with the charisma of like 10.
Mine's not much better.
I've got this. Yes, hello. We are greetings. I'm my name is Kinvalar. These are my associates, and we're here actually to hopefully do the great grandfather tree some good. It is our understanding that the tree is in a rather state of distress at the moment, and we believe we might have an idea on how to resolve that situation.
Give me a persuasion check.
Yeah.
Remember, you've got.
Why are they
Got
shooting at
inspiration.
You just still have inspiration.
inspiration? Yes. 17. What the hell?
but
Do it now because I will forget otherwise.
yeah.
21.
All right. The dryads sort of look amongst each other, look back at the tree. "We do not know of whatever this is that you seek. However, so long as you bring no harm to the tree or to its guests, You may pass. But be about your business and then leave.
Of course, that is our... doing harm to the tree is the last thing we would want to do. We will be as quick as possible. Thank you.
All right.
Looks back. All right, we're good. Just don't do anything bad to the tree.
Sure.
Anything at all.
This is the second time.
Right.
That statement has been said.
That worked out so well for us last time.
I mean...
All right.
Okay. Look at anything obvious. Looking around.
Yeah, trying to look.
Well, so you approach the tree?
Yep.
Right. So the first thing you notice when you approach the tree is the smell of the centaurs and the look of the centaurs. You look at these. There's a set of 7 centaurs hanging around the tree who, they exude the smell of dead meat. And they look to be starving. They look basically miserable, and they really just sort of ease away from you as you approach, clearly wanting to be left alone.
Yeah, we know that they're cursed, right?
Yeah, you were told by a dragon. As you get closer to this tree, you can see that there are many sort of small compartments, like holes and caves and burrows amongst the tree's massive root system as you get closer to it. Remembering that this tree is 50 foot, it's basically 100 feet wide. 50-foot radius from the center, so...
Massive.
It's a massive tree, and so underneath the roots you can see there are bits of caves and things. Everyone give me investigation checks.
I'm good at
Kinvlar, can you detect magic or anything around here, or?
Conceivably, let's see what we find.
Because Firebolt's going.
So 18.
An 18. So yeah, Kinvlar, you find you find a passage. Sort of it's a bit of a tight squeeze, but you can. There is a series of chambers further in, underneath the root system, that you can get into. That any of you traveling with you can get in.
Okay.
That sort of leads further in. So you start. Do you just start going in there?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah. So
I'm actually gonna pull out since this worked. I believe it worked. Or no, I don't remember if it worked last time. Were we able to use the Rod of the Vanida to try and locate sacred artifact?
No, it didn't. It didn't work last time.
Never mind then.
You have to be more specific with it than general. A sacred artifact.
I mean,
also mostly because what classifies as a sacred artifact to one person may not be a sacred artifact to another person. Like, if I had a nose ring that fell out and someone started worshipping it, to them it'd be a sacred object. To me, it'd be a nose ring. That's why that doesn't work.
Shall we go in?
So, Kinvlar, all of you sort of see Kinvlar squeezing through these roots to get into the system beneath. Do all of you follow, or just Kinvlar?
Yeah,
I'll
no.
follow him.
Yeah, Flint will definitely follow.
Right, yeah. So you find...
once Firebolt notices, is like, oh,
Yeah.
right, where's everyone going?
Yeah, you all sort of start squeezing through it. It's dark and difficult to see, but most of you have dark vision. All of you have dark vision. William's the only one that doesn't have dark vision. And you find yourselves in these, like, sort of underground chambers, and there's not much here. It seems like this may have been more burial area. But within, sort of burrowed into the wall, you see what looks to be a large piece of metal that definitely doesn't belong.
Can we tell, after a closer inspection, can I tell what it is?
It seems to be made of electrum.
Okay.
It's sort of buried in the wall. It has giant runes on it.
Okay, so that will be our artifact.
Yeah.
That would be our
So you
thing.
sort of reach up and pull it out, and yeah, it's sort of a U-shaped torque, made of electrum, etched in giant runes.
Does it just come loose?
Yeah, it was just sort of half buried in the mud.
Excellent.
Okay, that was easier than I thought it would be.
It's about 25 pounds.
Okay, who wants to carry that?
I'll carry it. Flint's happy to carry it.
You put it around your neck?
Yeah, why not?
Sure. So yeah, you have an electrum torque. Kinvalar, give me a what's an inspection? I didn't know what give me an investigation roll.
Okay.
Kinvalar. That'll be the inspection roll for now.
Oh, in just a second. All right. Investigation. 22.
So now you, the player, will know why I made the reference that I did earlier. Looking at the torque and looking at the giant runes on it, sizing up to a giant, you're pretty certain this was a nose ring. that Flint is now wearing as a torque.
All right.
We have a nose ring.
Yeah, that will you have, and you're pretty certain this is definitely the giant artifact that you were looking for.
Okay. I am going to just for. I don't know. I actually don't have detect magic.
I think Flint might. Let me double check.
Flint did last time we played.
Yeah.
Yeah, he will. Could you check and see if perhaps there is anything else down here that may be causing this corruption? It might. Whether that's our primary job or not, I would very much like to leave this tree in better shape than we found
the
it.
tree isn't suffering any sort of corruption. It's the centaurs.
Yes, but still.
You were actually told the centaurs got cursed exploring ancient runes in the high forest.
That's right.
Yeah,
Never mind.
The centaurs weren't cursed by the tree.
That was 2 or 3
That was like 3
ago.
weeks ago, yeah. That was almost a month ago.
Still do any kind of detect magic?
I mean, remembering that now, Genvlar won't suggest it, but...
Okay. Yeah, we'll leave it alone then.
Right?
Those tunnels go further in then?
Yeah, there are various other... The tunnels continue on in various other places.
I was inquisitive, but I don't know what you guys want to do. Does anybody want to explore?
I think we're pushing our luck a bit as it is.
As interesting as I believe that would be, I would rather not get on those fake creatures' bad side.
You guys are no fun. There might be shinies there.
So should we head back out the way that we came?
I think that's probably best, yeah.
Yeah. Flint will hold on to the sides of the talk and be just striding out.
All right. So yeah, you head out, and you are now outside the grandfather tree once again.
Okay.
Where to next?
That is
I think
very good question.
Does Kinvalar have teleportation circle yet?
Kinvalar does not have teleportation circle yet.
What's this?
Okay, so I think our best course would probably be to make a beeline for Everland.
There was something in Everland?
Well, it's not in the high forest.
You're not wrong.
So
Any other artifacts that we are looking for at this point?
the only other artifact, the only other location of an artifact that you have is...
Was there one near Miramar?
There's two. There's one stone and Buren as well in the Drawerwood, in the Moonwood and the Drawerwood to the north. And then there's Morger's Mound in the crags south of Mirabar.
Which one's nearest to us?
I mean, the Moonwood is nearer to you, but you can teleportation circle from Everland to Mirabar, and at that point, Morger's Mound would be nearer to you.
Okay.
You have also collected 3, 4. You've also collected 4 artifacts. So,
Well, the more the better, right?
theoretically,
Yeah, the more theoretically, it's the more artifacts that we can recover, the more
Also,
questions we can ask.
the longer you
Russell.
but the longer you take, the closer. For instance, the fire giants get to reconstructing Vonadod, and
That is a valid point.
anything else that might be happening.
So we drop off those 4 that we've got, and then if we need more, we can go and try and get some more.
Suppose we can try to come. Yeah.
Yeah, figure out what we need to ask the Oracle, and then we go. If we don't get all the answers we need,
Well, you do
We've
know
got-
you'll get so as a reminder, because it has been a few weeks.
It's been more than a few weeks
been-
since
the
we
last
had
time you
this
talked. Yeah.
conversation.
As a reminder, each artifact gets you a path that you can continue on towards stopping the various giant lords and finding, and theoretically finding the conch of teleportation that will take you to the Storm King's halls.
Right.
And you need you only need 1 to go forward. You already have collected 4. Each one presents you with an additional path to follow, but in the end, you're only going to be able to follow 1 path, theoretically.
Okay.
Yeah, so I suppose now is a good opportunity.
Yeah, Flint thinks that we should push forward now.
And you do know that the Fire Titans are actively seeking to reconstruct Vonadod.
Right.
The Cloud Giants have a castle roaming around, bombarding places. The Hill Giants are being Hill Giants, but
Yeah.
they're being more hill gianty.
Yeah.
But yeah, short term, we head to Everland just to get out of here.
Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So, with Miracle's abilities, it'll take you about 3 days to get out of the High Forest back to Everland. So, I need 3 D100 rolls.
One of them.
I'll do
So
another.
we each do 1.
Got 20.
Yeah, each of you do 1.
19.
And 49.
Wow.
Now we fight the dragon.
Yeah. When there's 4 of us and not 6.
No.
Do we get some rest?
So, the first day you come across a battlefield where a bunch of tree ghosts and frost giants have killed each other.
Okay.
The second day you come across another battlefield where a bunch of barbarians and frost giants have killed each other.
That's a 2019 number.
The third day, as you're wandering, you are stopped by a band of wood elves.
So, would have been fully rested by this point, right?
Yeah, you're fully rested by this point.
Excellent.
Perfect.
Who offer to lead you the rest of the way out of the
The way
forest.
out.
Yes. That is most
Absolutely.
Thank you for your assistance. We have been trying to make our quickest way out of the high forest. We certainly don't want to step on any toes, metaphorically or otherwise. or cause any negative impact to the forest. So yes.
Yeah, they lead you out of the high forest the fastest way possible, and also the safest way possible.
Get the fuck out of my forest, stupid city elf and your friends.
And you find yourselves just south of Everland. You can actually see the city from the edge of the forest.
Nice.
So you head up there into Everland, where you can rest and have various amenities available to you. Finding an inn, resting, getting drink and food, and planning your next step.
Woo.
All right. Well, at this point, we need to get back to.
We need to get back to the Oracle.
Which remind me where that was.
The Eye of the Allfather is in the Valley of Kedron, along the spine of the world. You'd have to teleport to Mirabar there.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I guess if the question is, do you want to take the time? Because it'll take... So from Mirabar to the Eye of the Allfather is about 123 miles. It's actually 138 and then another 21. So it's about a week's journey from Mirabar to the Eye of the Allfather. The question is, do you want to take potentially a week's journey extra to go to Morker's Mound?
I feel like we should know.
Right.
Personally, I think that we are probably best off if we...
I'm okay with just going straight to the Eye of the Allfather.
Yes.
Okay. So, you teleport from Everland to Mirabar, and you travel. Do you hire a caravan to help you head up the valley, or do you hire there are various services in Mirabar for travel. You can there aren't typically people going up through the valley, but you can hire guards that'll make it safer if you want to.
I feel like the amount of time we spent fucking around the north trying to find these relics, I feel the pressure of timetables on us now.
Yeah.
And we will move quicker without a full retinue of guards and caravans.
Yeah. So mechanically, you'll move quicker without a guard. You will, however, still have random encounters. It'll be more dangerous.
Course.
Yeah. So that's up to you guys.
I kind of agree with Ken Villar. I think speed at this point is preferable.
All right. So I need 7 D100 rolls.
I'll roll 2.
Same.
Okay.
So then
61 and 9.
Farbolt rolls 3 then. Yeah, it would take you a little longer with guards, but without guards, 7 D100 rolls.
2, 12, and 44.
All right, 61, 9, 57, 75, 2, 12, 44. All right, we're here. We're actually sort of here. Yep. So, as you enter into the Valley of Kedron, with Mirabar far behind you, heading towards the end of your first day out. You find... you hear off in the distance the heavy footfalls of giants.
Heavy footfalls?
Heavy footfalls.
Oh, heavy.
Heavy footfalls. And as you crest the next hill, you see 3 frost giants, each wielding massive axes and with sort of dragon bone markings on their outfits. You recall that the reason why you didn't have a whole lot of encounters the last time you came up here was because you had a frost giant of your own with you.
Right, of course.
This time, they seem to be marauding around looking for things to wreck and kill from their movements and seeming motivations.
Let's be quiet.
You think?
Give me stealth checks.
Oh.
Dun, 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 dun. 11.
I'm
God
going to use
Damn
luck.
it, Firebolt.
I'm going to use luck.
What, you don't want to fight 3 frost giants when you're
And a natural
down
20.
when you're down the person with the giant killing sword? All right. Let's see what their perception is. All right. You manage to, while they're busy sort of arguing amongst themselves about what direction to go and splintering off what looks to have been a caravan at one point that they are now using as like carrying things. Seems like they had like a large coach that they split in half, and now 2 of them have each of them have one half of it that they're using to carry things.
They've turned them into little red wagons.
No, they've turned them into cups. They've turned them into solo cups.
I feel almost a moral obligation to kill them at this point.
I mean, you should, considering the bits of bodies hanging off their armor, and they very likely took that caravan from a caravan. But you managed to stealth by, assuming that none of you tried to instigate a fight with them without being noticed.
No.
All right.
It was like, I'm too little. I don't want to die.
There's only 3 of
Flint's
them.
just looked at his own, like the skulls and stuff attached to him, and doesn't see anything, anything different apart from size.
So
It's only 3 frost giants.
it's only 3 frost giants. Come on.
Go for it if you want to.
The bear.
We can end this campaign real quick. Okay, day 2, as you pass the frost giants, stealthing past without instigating a fight. Day 2, you find nothing. There's nothing of interest happens on day 2. Day 3. So day 3,
Uh-oh.
you hear more giant footsteps. And as you crest a hill, you see a fire giant wielding a massive rod of Vanidad again. With it seems to have 3 smoke methods fluttering around its head.
Fancy.
And it's just sort of muttering to itself as it wanders, sort of waving the rod around, trying to follow it. It doesn't seem to have noticed you yet.
I'm voting for quickly moving away from here.
This one's only 1 fire giant.
Yeah.
Is there the piece of Vanadad or whatever, that Titan thing?
I
around
mean,
here somewhere?
I'm not gonna lie, I have a couple concerns about the possibility of them finding a piece. That could be bad. And it would not be
Because that's kind of what I'm thinking too. If there's a piece of that thing nearby,
Maybe we don't want the fire giant to have it. Yeah, that's. And I mean, I realized that there were a lot more of us at that time, but we did manage to handle. I know I don't remember if we actually killed either of them, but we did manage to handle a fire giant way back when.
we did when we cleared one out of the troll.
That's how you got the rod that you have
Yes.
now.
Yeah,
Yes.
and doesn't it mean that this rod could then detect us and follow us because we're carrying?
That is technically true because it finds I believe it
It's-
finds.
Adamantine.
It does.
And,
It finds adamantine.
and you're carrying a
Well,
big long
the
stick of
rod
it.
the rod that is that
It's in the bag of holding.
is in the bag of holding currently, so it's not going to be found by
Yeah.
the rod. You can theoretically try to find one though if you want. If you pull it out and look for a rod of Vonadod. Or look for a piece of Vonadod. You do know that you have to be specific with the rod though. Like unless he's going find me a rod of Vonadod, then he's not going to find yours. He's looking for something else.
I'm less concerned about that and more concerned about him finding a piece of the Doomsday machine.
You could pull out your rod and see if it's nearby.
Yeah. Yeah, let's try to find portion of Vonadod.
So yeah, remaining behind the hill where he hasn't seen you yet, you pull out the rod and activate it, seeking a piece of Vonadod, and you detect nothing.
Okay.
You now assume potentially the grumbling that you're hearing is him being frustrated at having found nothing.
So, do we want to deal with this guy now, or do we want to just let him search aimlessly? He could eventually find something, but there's nothing within, because that thing has quite a radius on it.
When looking for pieces of Vonadod, the radius is
like 10 miles or something
10
ridiculous
miles.
like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I think starting a fight with him, though, might attract other ones.
That is also a concern, yes.
But, you know.
And you do know that it has 3 smoke methods around it.
Yeah.
Yes, and methods are nothing to take lightly. They're not.
No, they are, however, if they're under the command of the fire giant, they are very good messengers.
Yeah, that's the thing. If they can come back with more, so I'm not sure whether it's worth approaching.
Worth approaching, right?
Flint turns to the party and just quietly says, "That one looks like he'd be extra sweaty. Let's leave him alone."
If there's nothing of the Titan nearby, I think we can let him wander.
I think we're probably good at this point.
All right, give me stealth checks.
Which way is he going, or is he just kind of wandering aimlessly?
He's sort of wandering. He's trying to find a ping on the rod, and it isn't being successful.
So, Flint is 13.
Better than last time.
So Flint got a 13.
Stealth. 13 also.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, no, that says passive perception 16 right here.
Sweet!
So.
Guys, I suspect that we are about to be in a fight with the giant.
The group of you try to slip past quietly. And off in the distance you see the giant sort of turn as if it spots you. It puts away the rod, reaches down, and grabs a chunk of earth. Do you keep running, or do you keep trying to get away, or do you turn to engage? Because you can't run away. That is a viable thing you can do.
We can just bravely run away. That's what Milva hopes for, because she's a coward. So.
Are you gonna go gung ho on this here, Ginvalar?
You know,
There's no shame in running away. It's just tactical.
You are currently more than 60 feet away, so this is a disadvantage as it pulls out a chunk of earth and hurls it at the group.
I would say make a break for it.
Everybody want to run?
sure.
All right.
You sound kind of reluctant about that.
I mean,
You begin running. We're gonna go on. We're gonna go on alternating initiatives real quick because it is trying to kill you as you run away.
that's why there's reluctance. It's like they're probably gonna fuck us up in the meantime, anyways.
Somebody roll me a d4.
I'll do it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
3.
Farbolt. Does a 27 hit you?
Oh Jesus!
Oh, yeah, that will hit me.
So as you guys begin to turn and run, this huge chunk of rock, yeah, with disadvantage, roll a 27 and a 30.
Oh my God! Guys,
and
I think we're fighting the giant now.
You take 38 points of bludgeoning damage as this rock smashes into you.
Can
38.
you have it?
Ouch.
Any uncanny dodge or anything?
Yeah, I want to do uncanny dodge on that.
All right, so you have it down to 19 points of damage.
19, but I can do math. Okay.
You do recall that the only reason you won the fight with the fire giant last time was because Miracle and Fyron were keeping you alive. Do you turn and fight or continue running?
I've got a really bad plan. You guys run. I'm gonna try and distract him off in another direction.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking doing something similar, but
Go,
yeah, if you wanna
go!
see-
I'm casting greater invisibility on myself.
All right,
Okay.
Kinvalar goes invisible. The rest of you continue moving, running.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Farbolt, are you drinking a health
Wait,
potion?
Yeah, I am going to take a health potion here.
Double move and dash. Double move and dash. Double move and dash.
Milva.
Remember, run in a zigzag. Don't be the idiot Stark from Game of Thrones who just runs in a straight line.
All right. Roll me a d3, one of you guys, since Kinvalar's no longer a target.
I'll roll since
3.
I'm not going to get hit by it.
3.
Oh. That's Farbolt again, isn't it?
A 14 misses you, Farbolt, doesn't it?
Yes.
So yeah, you're picking yourself up and running, and so the snow is slipping underneath your feet as you're trying to drink a potion, and boom, right next to you, there's an explosion of snow and earth as a boulder slams into the ground, and you skid away from it.
All right, so during that
We're
round,
sliding.
All right.
I'm going to Misty Step
Okay.
to go sort of diagonal in a very different direction.
Yeah. You going around.
Yep. And then spend the rest of my action dashing in that direction.
Okay.
So I'm going to be very clearly away from them.
Are you no longer invisible, or are you still invisible?
I'm still invisible.
Okay.
Greater invisibility.
Are you doing anything to make yourself a target currently?
Not
Other
yet.
than just being
The
visible.
plan is once I'm sorry guys, you're going to take one more attack, but the plan is once I'm far enough in a distant way to, well, do what I always do and lightning bolt.
All right. So give me another D4 roll now that there are 4 more targets. Now there are 4 targets again.
I'm a target because I'm invisible.
Oh, are you? You're not. You're okay. You're sorry. I asked if you had turned uninvisible
no,
yet.
I am not doing any. I'm still
Got it.
invisible. Greater
Got
invisibility.
it. Okay. D3 then. That's a 2.
Roll 2.
Oh, that's Flint. Well, a natural 20 hits Flint.
God damn it.
Fucking hell.
So Flint, you take
Oh, fuck.
58 points of bludgeoning damage.
Ow!
As Farbolt, you see this boulder fly, and you like flinch away, thinking it's gonna hit you, and you see Flint Flint is sort of slipping in the snow a little bit as a boulder just crushes him. All the gas got expelled at once.
It literally knocked the wind out of me.
Yeah, I think you're still alive.
Yeah.
Would that have killed anyone else?
That would have knocked me
Yeah.
unconscious.
It would
even
have
if I was-
definitely knocked me out,
Yeah.
but not killed.
That put me to 0, I think.
Yeah, Flint's the only one that could have taken that.
Yeah.
All right. Good rolling, everybody. Your turn.
Good God. Okay, so about how far away am I at this point?
So you're you weren't trying to get any closer. You were just trying to get away, move away in a different direction.
I was actually
So
trying to
you're-
get, yeah, I'm trying to hit the outer distance of my 100 feet.
Yeah. So you were greater than 60 feet previously. So you're probably
I
about
teleported
you're probably about
sort of diagonal and
so you're
then
probably about like
dash.
90 feet away, roughly.
That's perfect. Hopefully that is outside of short range for him.
Oh, it is. 60 feet is his
Level-
short range. 240 is his long range.
Oh yeah, no, he's still going to be attacking at disadvantage. I know. Double disadvantage, which isn't an actual thing, but double disadvantage because invisibility. But level 5 lightning bolt, motherfucker.
All right. Roll a damage. It's a dexterity save from him. He succeeds.
46 damage.
He succeeds the dexterity save.
That's fine.
So
That
23.
23 damage.
So
Zot! And then for my movement, I'm running away
all right. So
from the spot that I lightning bolted from.
got hit, which makes you a better target. So roll me a 1d2. So you're still invisible, so it's hard for him to target you.
2.
That's you. Congratulations.
Okay. On my bonus action, I'm blade slogging.
Does a 23 hit you?
Shield.
So
My
this
armor class is 25 with
this
shield.
boulder comes flying in your direction, and you're surprised at how well he can aim. And you just shield. So it lands next to you, and snow erupts from the ground, covering you in cold.
All right.
The other three of you see the boulder go in a different direction, though. All right.
Run like the wind.
So, Milva, you're already out of range. The other two are still in range because Farbolt had to stop to drink a potion. So, you and Flint's going to be in range for a while.
I'm going to cast. As
Yeah,
I'm
but you can't double dash is the trick.
No, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cast a silent image
Okay.
of just, for lack of a better, bright and shiny knight with a sword and shield. And
Firing.
it's going to be firing, and it's going to be running at the giant.
Silent image of Firen. Okay. What's the range
Running
on silent
towards the
image?
giant. And then just
What's
bolted out of there.
what's the range on silent image?
That's a good point. Yeah.
60 feet.
Okay, so it's only going to get 60 feet away from you before it dissipates.
Which is fine. I mean, that'll give us like a round of running at least.
Okay. So we have another target for the round. All right, so you guys run. Kindle,
Bright
are you
shiny
just
object
are you just
running at
dashing?
the giant.
So my action, I'm going to, as just free action, interact action. I assume that this person probably does not. I know I don't speak Giant. I assume this person probably doesn't speak Elven. So I just shout out sort of a laughing, mocking phrase in Elvish in a tone to make it very clear that I'm making fun of him.
Give me a performance check at disadvantage because you're over 100 feet away.
Yeah. Hey, that's not bad for me. 10.
You call out, and you don't even hear it as the wind whips around you.
That's fine.
You're pretty certain.
I tried. And then for my action, I misty step 30 feet away, and then I dash.
So he's just following like footsteps in the snow at this point.
Yep. I'm just trying to keep him after me for a bit.
Yeah. All right, so roll me another D2. 1d2.
Okay.
Flip a coin.
1.
So, unfortunately, there's a really shiny knight on the other side.
I did what I could.
Roll me 1d4 for the other group.
3. God damn it. You guys are not making it easy for me to save you.
A boulder goes flying out and smashes into the ground, covering Farbolt with snow, but not hitting Farbolt.
Oh, God damn it! What did I ever do to you?
How far away is Wet Flint?
How far is the giant away from Flint?
About 180 feet now.
Yeah, never mind. There's nothing that can reach that far.
That's fine.
Run! Fly, you fools!
Fly, you fools! All right, guys, continue. Milva, you're Milva is a speck in the distance for the rest of you guys. Farbolt, you catch up with Flint at this point, assuming you don't stop to drink a potion.
Nope. And the knight starts making lewd gestures and
Yep. All right, you guys continue running.
Doing very unfiring things.
I will stand there with a potion out.
like you're the finish line. Just come on,
Yeah.
come on, get up here, come on.
The drink stands at the side of a marathon.
All right, so another round away. Farbolt, you can get out the next round. Flint, you get 2 more rounds before you get out. Kinvalar, you also have 2 more rounds before you're out of range.
Okay.
Roll me another D2. Unless anybody's doing anything else on there other than running for their lives.
That's a 1.
All right, roll me a D4.
That's not me.
The Golden Knight gets crushed beneath the boulder.
Good.
Good.
Well, the space where the golden, you can't see the Golden Knight anymore because it's just an illusion. So it's inside the boulder right now, making lewd gestures. All right,
That's what he's there for.
Farbolt, you pass Milva. Kinvalar and Flint, you guys are still running. Doing anything else?
Yep. I am running. I am going to. I know I'm well out of range for lightning bolting this guy.
Yeah, you're like 250 feet.
Just
right
to
now.
attract his attention this way.
You guys are you can tell.
Rocks.
Well, really quick, you can tell that they're almost out of range too. So if you wanted to try to hook back up with them, you could.
Yeah, at this point, then I will misty step 30 feet in that direction.
All right.
Generally towards them, but sort of parallel, so I'm not running across the giant.
Yeah.
I'm trying to not to get within range.
Okay. One more D2.
Okay. Hey, look!
Yay.
Does a 29 hit you, Kinvalar?
Oh, there is no way a 29 doesn't hit me.
You take 32 bludgeoning damage as
I'm good, but I'm not that good.
you're like running. Okay, we're almost out. Wham!
It's like, whew, I'm safe, and suddenly Kinvlar gets taken out of frame.
Oh,
You're still invisible.
I'm rethinking this plan.
I can actually see Kulvalar because
You could see footsteps in the snow that just stopped.
I can see invisible things as well.
Oh yeah, you do.
Like my rope eyes.
Yeah,
So
you do have that.
And laugh.
So,
I'm
yeah,
still
you
good.
see Kinvalar
I'm still
running.
good.
The rest of you see footsteps suddenly stop.
I still got 30%, about a third of my hit points left. I'm still good. Let's go.
All right. With that, you finally manage to. Kevlar picks himself up, spitting teeth out into the snow, and you all manage to get out of what you assume is the range because it throws another boulder and it lands a few feet away from you guys. You're pretty certain you're out of his effective range now.
Cool.
Keep going for a little while.
Keep running.
Yeah.
You keep running, very quickly losing the fire giant in the back. And you are away.
Right.
Anybody needs healing?
Yeah, Flynn.
That could have gotten better.
Flint's got like bones sticking out of his elbow right now. It's like, oh, I'm fine. All right.
Are we gonna try and rest up, or are we just gonna throw some healing around?
I mean, Kevlar's already downing a freaking superior healing potion. But it also would not be a bad idea to rest because I just used so many spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a rest.
I think short rest would be good for everybody.
Give me a survival check, everybody.
Survival.
D4 plus
16.
There's most of my hit points back. Survival. Not my best roll. 12.
Okay. With the 18 from Farble, you guys managed to find a cave that you can duck into and hide from the both the giant and anything else that might be out there.
Excellent.
And so you're stuck into a cave and collapse down.
Well, that went well.
And the key to fighting a fire giant is having people who can heal you.
It definitely helps.
And if we're taking a little rest,
Yeah.
we'll kind of hum a little song as he's binding his wounds.
All right, so you all can spend hit dice to heal. And do your arcane recovery.
Yeah, you'll get an extra D6.
Let's see. That was a 57. The next random encounter was a 75.
Here's the dragon.
That'll put the extra D6 will put me up to full.
So, no, it has to work like that because that's funny.
And while we're in the cave, there's an avalanche.
No. While you are resting, after your short rest, so you do get all the benefits of a short rest, you hear heavy footsteps outside the cave.
Oh.
Much lighter than the giant, though.
Milva would be sat on a lookout, hidden, because she wasn't really damaged at all. So.
Okay. So yeah, you're sort of keeping an eye out. You see 4 ogres.
Okay.
Walking towards the cave.
Oh.
Oh, for
I go back into the cave and tell the rest of the party.
Oh, for Corellan's sake.
Nice. We've got company.
Are they heading towards the cave?
Yes. They are indeed. I might just start shooting at them now.
I feel like I feel like
it looked
what
like they
I'm
were.
about to say.
It looked like they were coming in to like get cover from the winter weather more than anything else. Milva.
They didn't look like they were lost at all.
Yeah, but I don't think they will take kindly to a couple of elves and a halfling and a dwarf. I don't know.
I feel like what I'm about to say will deservedly earn laughter, but should we even try parlaying with them? Yeah.
Can you? Yeah, it worked before.
Yes.
Miracle would be proud of us.
What does the cave look like?
It's fairly shallow. It looks like it may be like a bear's den on occasion. No bears in there right now, obviously, but it's. You could theoretically, they're far enough out. You could sneak out of the cave before they got here.
Let's try that.
You could just like, if they come in the cave, somebody, not Flint, could turn around to them and say, "You come in peace, or go back out and face the elements," and let them know that they can have shelter here, but only if they're peaceful. And if they decide not to be peaceful, then we attack them.
Well, but we are all rested, right? We're ready to go.
You did get a short rest.
So we might as well sneak out, or I would sneak out. Milva would sneak out. But what everybody else wants to do.
I'm really not feeling like fighting ogres today.
Yeah. The way our luck has been going, I would like to avoid this. Try to sneak out if you want to.
You do have luck back, by the way, if you want to use it for any of these stealth checks. Because you haven't used it this day.
This day, yeah.
Yeah.
Flint, let's play a game.
Because you can make a distraction to at least turn their heads in the opposite direction.
I can outsneak you.
Yeah?
I can fucking outsneak anyone.
Come on then, let's try this.
He takes his skull earrings off.
Give us some stealth checks.
Yeah. In fact,
I like how
Flint winks at Milva, takes his skull earrings off, throws them to the ground, and then turns invisible.
Cool.
so a stealth check with advantage. As D&D quickly becomes the long night for our gamers out there. Or the Long Dark, sorry. The Long Dark is the game that's surviving. The Long Dark, a game about surviving by yourself in the Canadian wilderness.
Yeah, I've played that. There's one at the moment that's kind of like that I'm playing called Forest. It's quite good.
Was the 8-8 Flint?
Yeah. Yeah. Even
Of course it
invisible.
was.
So
He's
Flint...
just farting and burping.
Oh no, so Flint walks, stomps out of the cave and then trips and hits the ground. And while he's invisible, as he starts to roll, the snowball around him is not invisible.
He's just muttering to him, like he's literally singing to himself, like, I am invisible, no one can see me.
Unless Farbot would like to use his luck to re-roll Flint's stealth.
Can I get Flint to can I use? Sure, I will use a luck to help help Flint.
Roll one more stealth check and take the best of the three.
Well,
take that
Even
9.
better.
Continue on as a snowball.
My God.
The group of you get out of the cave, and there's just a snowball rolling down the hill.
And
The ogres look over at it and
I'm gonna
continue
do
into the
this.
cave.
Oh,
Yes.
they ignore it.
They ignore it. It's a snowball.
It's a snowball.
They don't care.
I will run after the snowball so that it stops.
It eventually stops. Flint, you bust out of it. You got out completely unseen, Flint.
I make a little snowman out of it.
Okay.
Stick some branches in.
So as it stops, you just throw some sticks in it and some little stones for a face.
Ta-da!
And then Flint busts out of it. So.
And Flint will break out of it.
Yep.
Oh.
The next couple of days, fortunately for your rolls, continue on unhindered.
Excellent.
And you eventually make your way back up the mountain to the Eye of the Allfather, where, waiting for you, remains the giant whose name I have forgotten.
Harshnag.
Harshnag, that's it. Thank you.
Hashtag.
Harshnag, waiting outside the doors, keeping a
That's
watch.
good.
Well, I see you've returned.
Yes, hello.
Are you?
We have been
So
quite successful to date. We have managed to acquire several of your artifacts. Not your
people.
The giant.
you know, you
artifacts.
people. No.
Right.
Okay, so we've got these artifacts. Now, what do we do with them?
I
We
believe
go back
you
to
speak with the Oracle. Come, I will lead you.
Thank
And
you.
Harshnag guides you back into the temple. Taking the axe from the frost giant progenitor, tapping it to the frost rune. Which, remember, you guys have those still, by the way. The one, I think Fireball has it. The Ild rune still.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. It does things.
It does things, but it does things that wouldn't be all too helpful right
No.
now.
Not right now, but just remember that you have it. And yeah, you return to the Oracle, the Eye of Anam. This is the first time that Milva and Flint have been there. So you find yourselves in this massive giant temple, and Harshnag, this massive frost giant, whom actually neither one of you have met. Roll me a history check as to see if you know why the group seems to be talking to this frost giant instead of running away.
History. Flint is plus 16. 17.
So both of you know.
No,
The name Harshnag is known to you. It's known throughout the north. Harshnag is a goodly frost giant who was formerly a member of Force Grey, the giant hunting task force out of Waterdeep. He's hailed fairly regularly as a hero in the north. So yeah, both of you know him, and he is this massive plate mail wearing frost giant with a dragon's head, with a dragon's skull for a helmet.
So we know of him then.
Yes, you know of him.
Cool.
And he has this massive great axe on his hip that he carries. As he leads you through this massive temple that's obviously dedicated to giants, he takes you into this room that has several statues of giants surrounding a larger one whose hands are indicating this misty circle. He reaches over to the statue of a frost giant, pulls an axe out of its grasp, and touches the axe to one of the runes around this misty portal. And then beyond the archway lies a hexagonal chamber whose walls are 50 feet tall, rise 50 feet before tapering off to a 90-foot ceiling apex. Standing in each corner of the room is a life-size giant holding up a heavy iron lantern with one raised arm. Each type of giant is represented: hailstone, frostfire, cloud, and storm. And a cold magical light radiates from each lantern, illuminating the room. In the middle of the room is a large sort of arcane circle in which you have to stand to ask the questions to the Eye of Anon. You were those of you that were here previously recall, you were told in order to get the answer, because you asked to the Oracle to divulge the location of one of Hecaton's conches. And the response was, first you must prove yourselves. When human barbarians came to this land, they fought our kind and stole our relics, burying them in the ground. The humans built altars to Uthgar, their god king, atop these relics and surrounded their altars with burial mounds. Go to these mounds, retrieve one or more of these lost relics, and bring them here as tribute. Do this and your path will be made clear. There are many paths you can take. The more relics you deliver, the more paths you will have to choose from. Several evil giant lords stand ready to oppose you. You can ruin all of their plans by defeating just one of them. Which one remains to be seen. So, you have come back. You have the Mithril Spear Tip from Flint Rock, the Electrum Nose Ring from Grandfather Tree, the Broken Shield from the Great Worm Cavern, and the Porcelain Mask from the Shining White.
Mm-hmm.
And the Frost Giant Skull from Stone Stand. So you actually have 5 relics.
So, we present them?
So,
Flint's just looking at that other giant's axe and feeling very inadequate right now.
the axe is, the giant is huge. The axe is also huge. So, sorry, hang on. Yeah. Harshnag looks down at the group of you as Igeron's ghost. The ghost of another giant appears to the two of you that haven't been here before. Leans in and, in a booming voice,
Woo!
I see you've returned with the relics. In order to offer them to the Oracle, place them within the Mithril Circle, one at a time, and it will respond with information.
Oh,
Anyone else tempted to just keep the mithril spearhead to make it into something else we can use?
No.
are they taking
Just
no
wondered.
strings around Flint's neck? Because I'm assuming he's still hanging there.
Yep.
And I'm going to go in and place it into the circle.
All
Yep.
right. The nose ring? Yeah. The nose, so it hits the circle, and the circle lights up, and in a booming voice, all of you hear, travel south over tree, hill, and vale. Let the great river be your guide. There, on one of its eastern arms, you'll find Grud Hog, the den of the hill giant Chief Gu. The conch you seek is close to her.
Okay.
You put another one down?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever the next.
You have-
the skull.
Like the
Skull?
mask or what?
The skull.
All right. Travel west over mountains to the sea of moving ice. There, among the glaciers, you'll find Svadborg, the burg of the frost giant Jarl Storvald. The conch you seek rests on his icy throne.
Okay. Next, what have we got next? The spearhead.
Spearhead? All right.
Yep.
Mithril spear tip. Travel southeast to the untamed moors, and look to the sky for Lin Armal, the castle of the cloud giant Countess Sansuri. The conch you seek is in a secret chest. Search the highest spire.
Okay.
And then
The
whatever the last thing is.
The last one
we still
was
have the mask and the
it was
shield.
you have the
still.
mask. Yeah, the mask and the shield. Yeah.
Let's go for the mask.
The mask repeats the information about Countess Sansuri.
Okay.
And the shield.
And the shield.
The shield repeats the information about Jarl Storvald.
All right.
Okay.
So we've got the hill giant The
Cloud giants.
Cloud Giant and the Frost Giant.
If you decide to go get more artifacts, there may be more information for the others, but those are the 3 paths that you have found thus far.
So we just don't have the fire and storm, right?
You do not have the information. You don't have any information about Duke Zalto or Thane Kyolithica, which are the stone and fire giants.
Okay.
So currently out of our choices, we got frost giants, hill giants, or cloud giants.
I mean, if we're looking for the easiest way to get a conch, this is generalization, of course. But that would be the hill giant.
Yeah,
That would be the hill giant as far as conflict goes, but the cloud giant, from what we've learned from Zephyr, might be able to talk our way through it,
or sneak your way through it,
or sneak our way through it.
Worth noting. So you do know that of the 3 that have been given information, Sansori's is the only one that isn't on her person, or at least nearby.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the cloud one.
That also, however, requires you getting into the Cloud Giant's castle.
Yeah.
Yes, which is floating, I assume.
Which is flying, yes.
So that makes it a little bit more difficult. Would Milva know which one's the most dangerous out of the 3? Or the least dangerous, even?
Give me a nature check. Anyone who wants to can.
Yeah, Flint is just going to vote for the hill giant because hills are more his territory.
19. And anyone else that wants to make a nature check can also make a nature check if they're...
Yeah, sure.
Flint's 9.
So yeah,
Well,
all of you know, if you're looking at combat-wise, hill giants are the weakest. That's known. Like, hill giants are the weakest of the giants, period, end of sentence. So if you want to just go in, murder everything, and get a conch, goo's the one you want to go after.
Yeah. It's all about the goo.
Frost giants are among the most dangerous. They're not the highest rank because they're not the most sophisticated, but they are the most warrior-like of the giants. Hunting is their thing. You've also have seen Harshnag in action and know how dangerous he can be, as an example. So, and combat-wise, that one's going to be probably one of the more dangerous ones, which does not discount Cloud Giants, who are also dangerous combat-wise.
Right.
Of the 3, Cloud Giants are the most intelligent and magically inclined.
Which is a whole other problem.
Yeah, so if you're going after Jarl Storvald, it's going to be a really difficult fight. If you're going after Countess Sensori, there's going to be a lot of magical tricks and traps, potentially.
No, it is. Yeah. Flint says straightforward, smash it and kill stuff.
No, but they're also the least intelligent, right?
Yeah, so you're not going to be able to reason with them.
Yes.
You might be able to talk with Cloud Giants and maybe Frost Giants, although that one's a little bit more edge case.
I might be able to sneak and steal from Hill Giants.
That too. You may be able to sneak and steal from Hill Giants as well.
I'm only a little.
While you debate on this, and so that when we actually make the decision, we have at least most of the party. We're going to go ahead and call that to an end for today.
Cool.
So, thank you all very much for joining us. Say goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Goodbye.